discipline is it's such a big thing. And that starts with getting rid of distractions. I think trade the pool, the way it's set up, it's prime for people who are disciplined. If you're disciplined, you can make a lot of money here, and I feel like the sky is the limit.
Hey traders, gotta listen to this interview. Today we have Michael. You went from football to 5-figure payout.
I've been trading on my own for about 8 years.
Wow. And how has it changed over the last 8 years?
It's changed dramatically, with the popularization of the prop firm space, and just like getting accustomed to trading at a prop firm, trading someone else's capital, the risk parameters that go into place and everything like that, it actually helped me a lot.
So last time we did an interview with you, I think your payout was around $10,000, right? And now it's grown since then. So could you tell me a bit about the journey, the feeling of, like you said, the risk management? Where have you been able to improve with us? What did you learn along the way?
I think the biggest thing for me is I was taught that you take all of your position in one go. Working with Trade the Pool, I've learned to scale into my positions. So if I want to risk on my first trade 500, I'll probably take 5 different trades to get up to that 500, risking $100 each. And how I get outsized winners compared to like my average losers is like pyramiding into positions and scaling into that position on the backside. I'm a short seller, so I make money when the stock goes down.
So for those of you not familiar, every trader gets his own dashboard. The dashboard will show you your stats, the risk parameters, and you can really understand your progress and look at your equity curve. You can also check your achievements and payouts and customize your view, switch between light mode and dark mode.
I saw your account. Success rate 48%, risk reward ratio 1 to 2.4, really respectable. Kept the best trade. Here you have NXTS 13,000 on this trade, and I saw how you scaled into it. Could you tell me a bit about how you managed that position? What it was like as you saw the profits climbing when you're shorting, how you knew when to add, when to close?
So backside is a bit subjective, but as the stock is making lower highs and lower lows, I try to risk off of a lower high. So initially I'm risking high of day, and then I drop my risk. So let's say I'm risking, for simple math, I'm risking $1,000 at high of day. Well, the stock drops. The side is what I deem to be confirmed, and now it's made a lower high. Now, off of that lower high, I'd be risking $500 instead of $1,000. So what I do then is I get my risk back up to that 1,000, but now it's based off of that lower high, so I can take more of a position.
So did you learn a lot of this through the community? Because I know you're really active with the Discord or live streams. Where were you able to really grow on this?
Yeah, interacting with the community is, on the trader floor it's amazing. Me and Joe's a great guy. We've become friends in that Discord. But I want to say the majority of my knowledge from the stock market has come from guys like Steven Ducks, Tim Gutami, these guys that are just like the absolute goats in the small cap space. So they're the ones that have crafted this. They've laid the groundwork for me, and I'm just following in their footsteps.
They're really the Einsteins of the trading community at this point.
Oh yeah, millions of dollars in one trade. I strive to be there one day.
Yeah, I'm sure you will be. I saw you had quite a few evaluations before. How did you feel when you finally got funded and last year with the first payout to now? Was there ups and downs, the roller coaster of the market?
Yeah, I think, there's a Goldman Sachs trader named Anton Krill that speaks about the simplicity. As a trader, you need your life to be simple because trading is so hectic, basically. My life was not simple this last year. Had a lot going on, a lot of family stuff, and it reflected in my trading. So as my life stabilized more and I was able to focus more and hone in on the market, it showed as I was able to get funded and then get my withdrawal. What was it? It was about $37,000. So,
I think so. Here, I can pull that up over here. So here we have your account. I mean, wow, really, I'm sure you were excited this day, June 24th. I think that's when you were trading NXTS here. I saw quite a few people were trading it as well. I was also on the charts that day, so
nice.
at 37,000. Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
8 years of trading. What is the number one thing you've learned in this time?
That's a good question. If I had to say the number one thing that I learned over these years is that you want to be, and it might sound crude, but you want to be on the opposite side of dumb money. And I know that's like a simplified way of saying it, but so like anybody can open up a brokerage account, anybody can access the market, but majority of people aren't using statistics and an actual edge or a setup or a strategy or anything like that to trade in the market. And you want to be on the opposite side of those people. I believe that the stock market is a transfer of wealth from people that don't know what they're doing to people that do know what they're doing. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned over the years.
So going back 3 years, when you started trading with Trade the Pool and you didn't have to worry about your own capital at stake, did that make you a better trader? Were you able to manage your risk better, knowing that you knew what was on the table and you could trade purely on the analytics without concern?
Yeah, 100%, man. There's two things. One is that I felt an obligation to the firm to respect the firm's capital for allowing me to uh, be able to utilize it, right? And then two, I think the biggest thing for me is that it was out of necessity. I didn't have 25,000 to open up a brokerage account so I can day trade in and out. So to be able to access, I think at the time it was what is it, 100,000 or 160,000 for $500. That was just paramount to me. And then to be able to make a living off of that $500 investment, it was out of necessity for me, and it's going very well.
And since your last payout, what's kept you coming back? Like I mentioned shorting. I know a lot of our traders, they enjoy shorting. That's why they're here, is being able to short anything is something where we pride ourselves being able to provide to people. Being here now and then coming back again in a day, a week to trade, what's bringing you?
I would say you hit the nail right on the head, man. It's being able to short anything. You don't have to locate these. Low float, nano float runners that are up 300 something percent, and those borrows can be very expensive a lot of times. So to be able to trade it at Trade the Pool freely in and out, not have to worry about locates or anything like that. It's a luxury, and I appreciate y'all's business, and I appreciate being able to work with you guys. So I just want to continue rinsing and repeating.
We really appreciate you. So with the Discord, you said how you are close with Joe. Have you been able to feel part of the community? I mean, I see you're active in it and really contribute.
Yeah, of course, man. Joe, Val, there's a couple different people in there that have really just helped me along my journey over the years. Whenever I went on a little hiatus just to take care of my own personal stuff, and then I came back, to be welcomed back with open arms. It just felt like it was like I was a part of something that's bigger than myself. I played football, so I'm a big team member. I'm a big team guy, and I love being a part of things that are bigger than myself.
I think it's something a lot of people, when they get into trading and they're a new trader, they don't realize the psychological aspect of you're almost alone on the charts. When you have to analyze the markets, you have to move quickly. It's tiring in a lot of ways. And then when you leave on a bad day, a good day, it's important to have those people around you who can bring you back. So that way, I mean, I know a trader just last week who came in, made 5,000 on a trade, and then the next one down 6, and he's freaking out. And gives us a call, talks to Joe, and brought him back. And the next day, he was back up.
Yeah, I mean, it's we all need that camaraderie, and just like it feels like a virtual hug. You're a part of a collective. You're a team member. So you have those people that you can lean on whenever you've had a rough day, or you just want to talk about the market, man. Like you said, the market or being a trader it's a lonely game. So I'm just happy, man. I'm in a good place right now, and I'm happy that Trade the Pool exists. Seriously.
When you were younger, you said you played football. I know the community aspect there is huge in the development of becoming a better football player. It's something people are always striving for, is becoming better. Do you feel that Trade the Pool has filled that for you?
Yeah, 100%. It really allows me or forces me to hone in on my discipline. Discipline is such a big thing. I have to have my life in order for me to be able to trade successfully in the markets. And so that starts with discipline. That starts with ignoring or getting rid of distractions. And I think Trade the Pool, the way it's set up, it's prime for people who are disciplined. If you're disciplined, you can make a lot of money here. And, I feel like the sky is the limit.
Amazing. And for our traders who are listening, you're coming into the charts, you're new, just learning about buy, sell, shorting, anything. What would you want to tell them if it's their first time? What do you wish you knew?
I wish I knew to find a statistical edge, whether that be going long or going short. My recommendation is to go short, but find a statistical edge and create a repeatable process. And basically, you have to be willing to be disciplined and cut out the distractions in your life.
And if anybody wanted to take a long, you would say wrong side.
Yeah, I'd be like, and just come over to the dark side, the short side.
Also, if you could talk a bit about the advice you'd give somebody who is taking the evaluation, maybe already got funded or got close and ended up not making it, what would you give as a recommendation?
Yeah, I would say, man, take it slow and build a buffer. That would be my biggest recommendation to that person. If you can just, make 100 here, 500 here, build up a buffer, a grand, and then repeat that again. And then you can start sizing into positions, sizing into winners, things like that. And then after you get your first payout, make sure that you have a buffer. So, it's a long game, and I think you'll be all right if you do those things.
Well, thank you.
Of course.